Hello everybody, Basilisk here, and today I'm going to make a Wukong video. And the reason I'm going to make a Wukong video is on YouTube I haven't really seen any videos on any particular heroes. Other than Anchor made a couple videos on your best 4-star, well, I can't remember if it was 4-star, no, I think it was the best heroes you can get for tank from your training camp, and then the best heroes to get as a tank overall. And if you watch some of his other streams, you get to see some beta heroes in advance and stuff like that, but no particular videos on one specific hero. And Wukong is that one specific hero. He is one of the most important heroes in this game, if you ask me, and I'm sure if you ask many other players. He's one of a kind. You do have Brienne that's kind of like a discount mini Wu, but it's no comparison. She'll get you through some tough Titan battles when you're fighting 3 and 4 stars, but when you're fighting, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 18 star Titans, you're going to need a Wukong, hands down, and you're going to need a max Wukong. This here is a max Wukong card. Attack of 707, defense of 620, and his hit points of 992. Now, his attack is pretty good if you ask me, especially when you're stacking. Even if you're not, if you're just relying on Wukong in a, say, a red Titan attack, having those gems hit that hard is very good. But his defense isn't the greatest, and his hit points are, I think, his weakest attribute, which is where he gets killed. It's not hard to wipe out 992 hit points in one swing if you have somebody like June or a Lassie or a 10-star Titan that's not blind. But anyways, his most important feature is his one-of-a-kind special, which is Gambler's Stance. I'm not sure. I've been playing for a while now, I think about 6 months, but I do believe there was a difference in Wu before. I think he's been nerfed or buffed or something. I'm not sure. There's more people out there that have more knowledge about that than me. They've been playing longer. But ever since I've had him, this is how he's been. Everybody has a level 8 or level 8 special, but his mana speed is average, and his special is all allies get plus 185% attack with negative 32% chance of accuracy for 5 turns. Chance to miss also applies to offensive special skills, which means you can now miss with your specials. If they do connect, they're very powerful, but you have a 32% chance that you're not. And if you're, say, raiding, raids are usually a race to charge your hero specials. If you can get your guys charged up and get through their tank before they can start unloading, usually you win. And Wukong can ruin that for you. If you spent that time charging up that hero and you activate Wu and then you miss, it's going to suck. And there is a serious love-hate relationship that goes on between Wukong, but you gotta love him more than you hate him, really, because when you get a Wukong, all of a sudden your priorities change in this game. He is a game changer, as many people in the chats will tell you, and the reason being is his gem damage. You can now get to those levels in the map that you couldn't get to before. You can now get through some raids you couldn't get through before. You can now do those rare quests and get those ascension items that you need so badly. You can now get higher hits on a Titan and start to get your Titan levels up there for more ascension mats. And we all know that that's what it's all about. You can now compete in events, or at least complete them, and get those ascension mats, which are very, very important. Sometimes I compete, I always complete. Let's put it that way. That should be the saying. You can compete, but you should always complete an event, because that is a lot of items to get for very little effort. I know people get discouraged because they can't get up to those higher tiers, but you will develop to the point where you can get there. Those are advanced things. Even I'm not there yet. I can get up there if I really push myself to, but I'm aiming for a different event, the Guardians event. That'll be a different video. But anyways, back to Wukong. So this is a max Wukong card, and if you just pull Wukong, and he looks like this, Old baby Wu, fresh out the oven. He has an attack of 333, defense of 292, and health of 467. His special is still good for 150% increase. And the only thing that increases when you increase his special is that percentage. His negative 32% doesn't decrease or increase. His amount of turns doesn't change. It's just his attack, because that is the special. That's what's special about his special, is that percentage. And he is a gem hero. He's a Titanator hero, as everybody calls him, but he is a gem master. It pretty much tells you right in his description that you can miss with offensive specials. So Wukong should go off last. You want to make sure everybody else connects with their specials. Then you want to activate Wukong, and then you want to throw gems at whoever it is while you charge your other heroes back up, and Wukong will do the rest of the work for you. So basically that's his key element. He turns gems into weapons. He turns gems into specials. When you stack strong colors, all of a sudden you can now make hits with gems that hit as hard as an average 3-star special per tile. And sometimes he misses, but I have seen it where all 3 tiles connected for more damage than you could have done with one special. So that is the key to getting these very, very high Titan scores, or getting through, difficult boss levels in the event, and so on and so forth. That's why, in my opinion, of all the heroes that you have in Empires and Puzzles, this one card deserves the attention to have a video made about it. And he's a tricky individual to try and record. I've tried to do this a couple times in like a one take, and he doesn't like it. So what I've decided to do is start over again, and I'm going to do this in sections. So I'll show a Titan hit, I'll show a raid with him, I'll show a few levels kind of explaining how he works, and I'll talk about his buffs and stuff like that. So Wukong can stack with everybody, and that's very important, because if you were to use somebody like Brienne, she's only good as an attack buffer. If you use her with Kirill, or you use her with Bold Tusk, like say you use her with Bold Tusk, they'll overwrite. The last person that goes off will overwrite that attack buff, because it's still considered just an attack buff. Wukong is special. Wukong's one of a kind. He can stack with these attack buffs, and he's the only hero that can do that. So he can stack. Wukong can stack with defense. He can stack with attacks. He can stack with, well, he doesn't stack with it, but it works excellent with defense drops. If you use a Grim or somebody like that, and then you buff the gems with Wukong, and then you start dumping them at a Titan, you can, really get some damage in there. And my top hit, highest Titan damage was 74k on a 8-star purple. So that would not have been possible for me if it wasn't for that yellow monkey card, old Woo Woo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile as much as I can without losing my mind and pulling my hair out. I have all 33 flags. I'm not going to worry about advancing my chest, just because I'm going to do this as a video, and then as I'm editing and stuff like that and getting it uploaded to YouTube, I'll let my stuff build back up, and I'll come back in and I will finish off the quest, which hope everybody had a good time with that. I wasn't really after the heroes this time, other than going after Gravemaker, but it's definitely excellent for them to introduce new heroes, because that keeps it kind of going. For those of you who need heroes desperately, that's perfect. I mean, if you're new to this game and you just got Wukong and you got yourself a Hansel and Gretel, you're going to be happy. Once you get them all leveled up, you're going to be happy. But I have some members in the Alliance that are newer, and one in particular, Madison, has just gotten herself a Wukong, so I figured I'd go ahead. I'd been asked to do the Wukong video by another member, Zen, but it was hard. So I had to stop and rethink about this and come at it from a different approach. from an editing approach, I guess you could say. So I'm going to work on trying to get a few of these things done, put them all together and put them up on YouTube, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully it helps out a little bit. For those of you who are new to Wukong, or maybe just some of you guys that were not doing one or two things wrong or right, or maybe I'm doing some things wrong. This is a learning experience for everybody. Just trying to contribute to the community. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and break it off here, and I'll be back in a second with some footage. So I'm back, and I think I have things set up for a run here. And what I have here is my typical Purple Titan team. And yes, I know my Jackal's not maxed, and I need one more orb, and if you have one and you'd like to donate it, I'd love to accept it. But this is my Purple Titan team, and the reason I'm going to use this is because we're going to be fighting the Dark Lord, I think is his name. Is that your name, buddy? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is start charging up my heroes, and we'll defeat these guys, and we'll see exactly who does what and how they work together, and yada yada. So the reason I have it set up like this is because of the way that these guys stack. Once I can get everybody buffed up and survive long enough, I don't have but one healer. But anyways, what I like to do is I like to drop defense with Grim, and then set off my Wukong and start working on charging everybody else up. And the reason being is because I dropped the defense with Grim, so I can start putting through some major damage with Wukong. And the other guys just kind of go off as they're supposed to, and once Jackal goes off, we increase the damage with our yellow gems significantly. I don't know if he's going to survive this. He didn't, but that's why we brought that. Normally I don't take those on a Titan fight, but I kind of suspected this was going to happen, and it's happened before in my previous recordings, and damn it, it's not happening again. But I just can't get enough yellow gems to set off my Wukong. And this is why I said I had to do this several times, is because it can be stubborn. The boards can be stubborn. We still have the defense drop. Set this off. Come on, yellow gems. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and heal up a little bit, just because it still didn't charge up my Wu. That kind of sucks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit him with Jackal, hit him with June, blind him, and then charge up Wu. Alright, here we go. Give me Bold Tusk too. I want to show how he stacks. Gotcha. Okay, now see, that was a pretty hard hit, and you see it took a pretty good chunk of meat off of old Wukong there, and that's why it's important to have him maxed out. This is the Dark Lord. He does hit pretty hard, but he is nothing compared to them 23-star Titans that everybody's fighting now. Of course, I'm joking, but so anyways, here you go. Here's the attack buff from Bold Tusk, and with Bold Tusk, it wouldn't have really mattered. He won't miss his heal. It's for offensive specials if you read the card. So it's okay to set off Wukong and then healers, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. You just don't want to set off Wukong and then expect June to be a guaranteed hit, or Jackal. But so anyways, our current attack is at 841 because of the troops. Keep that in mind. And it's a plus 399 because of that plus 48% from Bold Tusk. So what I'm going to do now is activate Wukong. Alright, and as you can see, the last one that goes off goes to the top. It overwrites. But Wukong doesn't overwrite anything. He stacks. That's why if you look at June, there's 3 icons on June. Those are the stack. Of course, one of them's a negative stack, but it's still a stack nonetheless. And we have the attack stack, and we have the gambler stance dice. And what we have now is an attack of 841 plus 1,955. And you can see them both down there. We have the plus 48 and the plus 158. If you want to get into math, be my guest. I do enough math at work all day, and I'm happy just knowing that I'm going to hit him with 1,000% more. So I'm going to call that good in the hood, and we're going to keep rolling here. Now, of course, I have 3 yellows. If I can get these yellow gems out while he's still got that negative holy defense for 2 turns, plus his negative 34 from Grim, it's going to hurt him. So let's see if we can't get some yellow up on the board here. They don't want me to demonstrate this. We'll go this route. Plenty of green. Okay. Now, unfortunately, Jackal's buff is gone, but watch how much damage just these gems alone do. 1,000 and something a piece. And as you can see, that charged up my other 2 yellow heroes, but I'm not going to use them right now. Well, maybe I will. Maybe we'll see if they miss. Okay, this would be a good attack. Okay, it was a good attack, and it connected. Let's see if June does the same. Ouch! They both connected. Nice. That's that love-hate we were discussing a second ago. Okay, now, Gambler's Stance is still on. He's got his negative holy defense. And I have these 3 gems over here. Only one of them's going to hit, but let's see how hard it hits if it connects. And we don't have the full... See, it went down to 1555 as opposed to the 19. We lost that 48% from Bold Tusk. But let's go ahead and hit with these yellow gems and see what one of them does. Okay, even without it, it was good for 1,000 per hit. Now we'll drop his defense. And we'll hit him again. Let's see what this does. Okay, Gambler's Stance went off, so you saw that they were only good for 400 versus over 1,000 with the Wukong buff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get Bold Tusk charged up, and we're going to go ahead and unleash everything. Actually, I'm going to throw a few of these at you just in case, and we'll charge Grim up. And this is the ideal setup for a Titan. This is how I would set them off exactly. If I had it my way, or if I go in with the Supermanas and I charge everybody up, this is how you do it. You go straight across from left to right. But what I'm going to do is, normally I set Grim off first, but I'm going to buff him. I guess I could technically switch Grim and Jackal around, but we're going to hit with Grim. We're going to hit with Jackal. We're going to continue to blind him. We're going to set off Wukong. Okay, so now, at this point, we have that 1955 back on top. We have his negative 54% against Holy, plus his negative 34 defense from Grim. And now we're going to see what these yellow gems do. Oh, woo. Woo, I swear. You had to miss? Okay, that worked out. Hit it. 1,600 for 1 gem. Only 1 gem hit him. And there's another perfect example. We're having some luck on this recording. See how hard he just slapped my poor little Wukong and poisoned him. I don't like that. We'll get that off. But he's done for anyway. Gambler's Stance is on. Let's see if we miss with Jackal. Nope, we didn't. So that's the end of him. Unfortunately, I had to revive Grim one time, but hey, what's one little revive scroll to get the footage finally? So there you go. That's one example of how I use Wukong when I'm stacking. And like I said, that's my purple Titan team. So usually it goes off a little different. I have different items. I showed you a second ago. I've almost hit 85 or 75k. Yeah, I wish it was 85. It will be once I get that Jackal ascended and I finish maxing out my June. But that is one example of how you can hit with Wukong, and how they stack. And I could talk a little bit about stacking, I suppose, since I have a moment, and that worked out so well. And like I said, you have the stacks with Bold Tusk and Kirill. I use them a lot when I raid, and you have to pay attention to who you're going to set off first and who goes off last, because the last one to go off is going to be the overriding buff. So if you set off Kirill first for a plus 30% attack increase, and then you set off Wukong or Bold Tusk, you'll get the plus 48. That's the way you need to do it. If you set off Bold first and then you set off Kirill, you'll actually lose out on some percentage, and you'll only have a plus 30% as opposed to the plus 48. And that's important. You need to keep that stuff in mind, because if you don't, that could be the difference between winning or losing a raid. That one last gem hit could have been enough to kill that person, as where all you did was manage to finish charging them up, and they took that last shot and you lost cups. So you have that. You have Brienne. If you use Brienne, where are you at? I haven't even worked on my 3 stars. That's another thing. I do have max 3 stars because everybody started off with 3 stars. But I ended up with 4 stars pretty fast in the game, and I kept leveling them. And I got more 4 stars and leveled them, and then I got 5 stars and leveled them. And the Alliance War started, and I focused more on 4 stars and 5 stars than I did on my 3 stars. So even when I use Brienne, it's good, but she's not maxed. Eventually I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit and finish maxing out some of these other heroes. But I'm terrible when it comes to leveling my heroes. I have like sporadic, ooh, look, shiny. New hero, shiny. Must level. But anyways, there are different combinations as far as the attack buffs, and you need to pay attention to who you're using. If you're using 2 of them together, you can't just fire them off willy-nilly, because you could be losing out on potential percentages, like I was saying. But anyways, I will have a Titan spawn in 2 minutes. I guess I'll come back in a second and do another video and splice it all together. But I'll do that, then I'll do a raid. I'll try to think in the meantime of anything that I might be missing out on as far as information goes. And like I said, as I'm doing this, I'm just trying to help. And if anybody sees something I'm doing wrong, or I have the wrong idea, I'm pretty sure I don't. But hey, I'm open. Say whatever you got to say. And like I said, I'm kind of doing it to help a few people in my alliance, and I hope it helps some others too. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, and I'll be back in a minute with some more footage. We'll see what kind of Titan we get. Through the magic of YouTube, we are back. And 2 minutes, 2 minutes plus has gone by actually. And a new Titan has appeared. And it's a ugly lizard with rocks stuck all over it. It's a 7-star volcanic dragon, and I guess we will go through the process of how I would set up a Titan team. We had an 8-star. I might actually splice that in here somehow with a Titan hit on an 8-star purple. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I did the 74k run, but I think I did a 30k run right after it or something like that. I might add that in just to show for, I would say schmidt and giggles there. I'm trying to keep it clean for YouTube. Plus, kids could watch it. I mean, I got kids. I don't want to be potty mouth. But anyways, what I always do is I come in and we check out what he can do. So he can put us on fire. So we're going to want antidotes or regard or something like that. I'm going to go with antidotes, and we'll go ahead and set it all up. I got 1 Titan hit, so let's build ourselves a red Titan team. Okay, so we want to avoid greens. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys around a little bit. We're going to use you because you're great, you drop defense, and you're blue. We'll go ahead and use a... No. We'll go ahead and use a Lassie. And who else do I want to use from the blues? I guess we'll go with Carol. And of course, Wukong. Now, Carol should technically go off first, and then Bold Tusk, because like I just said a second ago, you don't want to do that the other way around. But I know better, and I'm just kind of putting him in there for the heal and for the sake of having his blue tile. So let's check. Troops all look good. I'm going to set up my items. I said set up my items. Let's see. Take some mana. Take some arrows. Let's take some axes. Keep his attack down. Even though he's only a 7-star, he can still hit pretty hard. Looks good. That's why you always check. Today, look at that. Almost screwed the pooch. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Everybody's, troops are straight. That probably made a difference in my last recording. But you know what? I'm not doing it again. So, anyways, let's go ahead and hit this 7-star volcanic dragon. And let's see what we get. See what happens. See if we can get Wukong to do his thing. I see these here, so I'm not going to fire off any arrows yet. We're going to keep hitting on that same spot, just because I know he loves it so much. That worked out very well. I want my blues heroes charged up because I want to drop defense. Let's go ahead and blind him now. Weaken his attack. Charge up my Wukong. I said charge up my Wukong. Okay. We're good. We're going to do a heal. And then we're going to start unloading. I set them off first because I don't want Wukong's buff to get in the way. Good damage from the gems. Keeps it rolling. We heal that off. Now we'll increase that attack buff and hit him with this. Nice. 2,500 per tile. That's how you get these scores. That's Wukong. That's why he's so important. Now let's see, we could potentially miss with this. No, we connected. I'm going to stun it. And I'm going to blind it. And bring his attack down. And keep rolling along. We're going to reapply Wu. And we're going to keep on hammering. You'll get used to seeing the way things run on the board. Nice. Nice. Okay. And he's going to shoot that off just because he's spiteful. But, yeah, that's not the greatest, and it's not the worst run. Triple stacking, and Wukong. Didn't really have to go too crazy with my items, and it brought me in 31k on one hit. And nobody's hit it yet, but, you know, that's top attack so far. I see the comparison. 3 hits versus that one Wukong hit is huge. So that's kind of how I do the Titan deals. Sometimes if I'm really gunning for a high score, I'll take my mana and I'll mana up Grim and Wukong right off the bat with mana pots. Set off Grim, set off Wu, start dumping gems. I'm kind of low on resources. We got the event going on. I'm really not trying to invest too much into it. Plus, we're just making a average Wukong, average Titan hit video, and that's how I do it. And that's usually how it works. That's kind of how I come up with those scores. So that is how you're supposed to use Wukong. You should charge up your heroes. You should set them off first with their specials to ensure that they hit. Then you unleash your Wu. You unleash your monkey, and you toss him a banana, and you let him roll. And he is best with gems. So, like I said, nobody on there special could have hit for 2,500 apiece. Nobody. Those gems are what's putting through that damage for me. So, aiming for the weak spot with the defense drop and triple stacking some blues and having Wu. And I ain't sure if I set Bold Tusk off in the midst of it or not. I think I did. But 2,500 per tile. I mean, that's where it comes from. So that is why Wukong is the Titanator, and that's why Wukong is the Gem Master. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll set up a raid team, and I'll go through a raid. And once again, I'll try to think of anything that I'm skipping over here. I don't really think I am. Wukong's not too complicated. It's a simple process. Once you play with them a few times, you really, you just pick it right up, you figure it out. And yeah, there you go, Wukong. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and break it off again, and I'll catch a raid, or maybe two. It's already going to be kind of a lengthy video there, so why the hell not? But we'll be back in a second. Alright, and we're back again, and we're going to go ahead and do a raid, a Wukong raid. So, let's see what we can find here. Alright. Unfortunately, where I stand at currently with cups, it's going to be a true pain in the tuchus to find a good raid, but it doesn't matter. I'll donate 17 cups for the sake of the video, for the greater good. Anyways, let's go ahead and build a team. I'm going to keep Bold Tusk, and I'll keep a Lassie. I think I'll keep June. I'll add in Wukong. I don't have any green heroes. Let's go with a... I'll go with Cabin. No, I did it again. Get out of there. You go there. Where you at, Woo? There you are. Okay. This is a terrible, terrible idea. If I was going to honestly try to win this raid, I would triple stack green to get rid of Athena, and I'd wiggle it around that way, but I'm trying to use Wukong here. As a matter of fact, actually I'm going to change my heroes. Just because it's Wukong, we're going to go ahead and use an AoE. Maybe two. If I put Colin in there, we'll change you for you. And it's a drop, but so what? Because I'm probably going to lose this anyway. But let's go ahead and see what we get. Besides a bad board. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. I need more yellow. Oh, this is gonna turn so ugly so fast. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to even use Wukong before they kill him. Ouch. Okay, she aimed for him. This might charge up. Well, it charged up June. Oh, don't kill him. Good God. How am I supposed to do a Wukong video with no Wukong? You know what? We'll blind you. This ought to kill you. Oh, don't kill him. Okay. Here's hoping. We're going to activate Wukong, and we're going to fire off Li Zhu, and we're going to hope that she hits everybody like Mike Tyson. So, let's see if we get lucky. She missed everybody. Oh my God. Wukong, I swear. Well, there's a perfect example of... And both misses. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is why it was hard to record Wukong. When he wants to be stubborn, look out. You're going to lose. You're going to kill him, ain't you? No, you're going to kill my June. Oh, yep, you are going to kill him. Okay, well, we are nothing more than a worm on a hook here at this point. But you know what? I have pulled victories from setups like this, so I'm not giving up yet. Shit. Oh, you're going to heal. Kill June at least. Thank you. Yes, and pummel my bold tusk. That's exactly what I need. Thank you. Yeah, finish him off. No sense in letting him suffer. Well, there you go. Wukong. Wukong for the boot in your rook there. And she's gonna kill Li Zhu. And we're done. Okay, so there's a perfect example of a Wukong raid. If she would have hit, who knows? Maybe we could have won that thing. It's rematch time. Just for the sake of I don't feel comfortable getting beat down that hard. Watch it be even worse this time. So, this is how I would set it up to really go against this raid. And that is exactly how the board would set me up to eat nothing but boot. Yuck. There we go. And she's gonna kill somebody. No? Surprised they survived that. Ooh, he didn't survive that. Okay, this ought to kill her. Ooh, so close. Don't charge him up. Ah, you killed her. Okay, silence, I say. And while you're silenced, eat that. Yeah. Did I say that's how I was going to win this raid? Kill him. There we go. Alright. Now, before you get frisky with your heels there, buddy, get out of here. And you're not doing nothing. Shut up. And yes, I'm talking to myself. I probably do it all the time. It's not gonna kill her, but it'll hurt anyway. And Colin is ready to harm us. And so is Sartana. Don't you shoot him. Oh, I swear. Okay. Goodbye, Sartana. No? Okay, goodbye, Sartana. And we're going to desperately need a heal. This ought to do it. Okay, we're healed up. And we're going to go ahead and hit you. I need something better over there, please. And there's no other matches? I'll do this, just to be spiteful. Just out of spite, brother. Yeah, he already charged. There's no hiding from it now. You're gonna pay for it, though, regardless. Okay, like I said, I thought maybe I might lose it in the end, but that's how you win them. Typically, I'll triple stack for a raid, even though this is supposed to be a Wukong video. My pride got in the way. Sorry. Let's see. Do we want to do another raid? I don't really know how else to show you a Wukong raid, other than to possibly go in here and find somebody with Wu on their defense team, which is pretty rare at this level because everybody up here knows better. Yeah, we're not seeing any Wukongs in there. I wouldn't put Jackal on mine either, but I think Wukong's worse. Yeah, I'd have to do a drop before I could find a Wukong on one of these defense teams. I very rarely see them up here. But there was a Wukong raid for you. Let me go ahead and empty this because when I go to edit, he's probably going to come back. Especially because I fought him once and lost and then took his cups. But anyways, there was a Wukong raid and why he's good for raids and why you probably shouldn't use him for raids. Both. And then there was just a stubborn, I'm not leaving here, like that raid. But anyways, I have some editing to do at this point, and I guess we can say we're going to wrap it up. I showed you how I kind of set up and use Wu on the Dark Lord or just any map level, basically. I showed you how I set up for a Titan. I talked about Wukong enough. It's probably going to be like an hour-long video about a monkey. But anyways, if you stuck with it through to this point, thank you. Shameless plug, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm not usually very hard to find. I'm pretty active on this game, so if you come in the chats or if you line me, I think I gave out my line ID on one of my videos, but if not, it's Basilisk, like the name up there in the top left. 81 is my line ID if you're looking to ask me a question or whatever. Another shameless plug, we have a few spots open in the Alliance, so if you're interested and you want to come hang out, you don't have to join. We always welcome awesome people to come hang out for a day or so. We've had some really cool guests in our Alliance, as a matter of fact. But enough of that, enough recruiting. It's not peer support, I can't get yelled at, right? But anyways, that's my Wukong video, and if anybody has any ideas on something I'm doing wrong, or maybe another cool way to use your Wu, that sounds so wrong. But anyways, I'm going to knock it off here before I ramble on all night about a monkey. And hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys on the next one.